Good morning and welcome to Shamanic Sundays. It is so good to see you here, Dad. I'm going to be talking very little today because I'm actually out at Sundance Film Festival and really thrilled to be meeting a lot of good Indigenous people working in the Indigenous film space and creative change makers. So I just wanted to thank you for being here. I thank all of our teachers and mentors. Thank you for your work being a bridge builder. And the question for today, well, let's start with a prayer, actually. I'm going to turn it over to you and let you bring us in with a prayer. Help us all get a little centered and grounded, please.
All right, my pleasure. Yeah, just bringing our awareness to the existential biological fact that we're being breathed right now by the great mystery power of the universe that creates the universe and gives us this breath and the gifts of creation in this day and this now time of connecting. So thank you, Great Spirit, for the gift of life, gift of our ancestors and ancestors where we live, ancestors where you are in Utah, and ancestors, spirits of wherever the relatives that are listening to this or will be listening to this, with gratitude for your lives and for your ancestors and the opportunity to open ourselves and attune and connect with you, Great Spirit, and listen deeper to how you might guide us to polish up our stardust on this day that we're given to live and bring through fullest blossoming, greatest good for walking our heart paths to completion and for healing of the sacred hoop, healing of the sacred hoop. May it be so. Hope.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So wanted to ask you, please, if you could talk about interconnection, because for some people thinking about us being part of an interconnected ecosystem is really overwhelming with that sense of responsibility to one another. And if you could talk about how we can use that sense of interconnection as inspiration instead of something that scares us.
Instead of something that what?
Instead of that sense of responsibility and stewardship toward one another, toward our earth, toward each other, being something that scares us, if you could talk about how we can use that as inspiration, please.
Okay.
Like our interconnection as part of one ecosystem, how can that be feed us in our daily lives? Instead of it feeling overwhelming, how can we use that to feed and nurture us?
Okay, well, as I've said many times, everything starts with intention. So if we want to use the truth of existence in our particular time of existence, embedded in the infinite existence of the cosmos, which we're in right sacred now, if we want to create a relationship with that truth, that interwoven connectedness in which there's no separation, which comes to us, that realization, just to really be clear about it, comes to us from mystics and wisdom traditions throughout human history. And it also comes to us from the realizations of quantum mechanics and the recognition that there's no such thing as a thing, period. It's all energy patterns in particular relationships for a particular time embedded in a field of infinite energy. And so that means all of what what we see or hear or feel about in terms of Mother Earth and the ecosystems, we're all a part of that, and it's all a part of us. They're in the deepest levels of our being. There's no separation. So if someone has fear about that interconnectedness, then anytime fear comes up, I think it's an opportunity to really look at, well, what are the thoughts I'm telling myself that produce the experience of fear, and follow those thoughts back to the root where that fear begins, and to explore what it's all about. So if the story created around the fact of our interconnectivity with all of creation, with all of nature, brings anxiety or feeling of heaviness about responsibility. Oh my God, I'm responsible for all of creation, and that's too much for me. It's overwhelming. Well, just look at the story. You're not responsible for all of creation. You're responsible for your relationship with creation. You're responsible for your relationship with all the ecosystems, with all of nature and all of its rhythms and patterns and manifestations. We're responsible for what kind of relationship we have to all of those powers. And for indigenous people, those powers are called spirits. They have a spiritual identity. Their energy is spiritual. It comes from spirit. It is spirit. And so the question is, in my mind anyway, is what constitutes a relationship with the powers of creation, with nature, with the ecosystems, that helps me get in touch with some of the gifts of grace that live at the center of our being, such as a deep inner peace that never leaves. It's at the center of our beings. I can disconnect my awareness from that center of inner peace by the stories I tell myself, that such as I'm responsible for maintaining all of nature, because it's if it's not working, it's my fault because I'm connected with it all. So that's a story that creates suffering. Instead of flipping that over, doing a Aikido 180 move with that, and opening up awareness to I can choose to have a relationship with nature and all its manifestations in a way that I open myself up to its gifts. And nature, the universe, the cosmos brings in gifts from above, what shamanism, the upper world, and brings in gifts to us from the lower world, and brings us gifts from this middle world and the four directions of them in the middle world, and it brings us gifts and medicine and help and strength and support and guidance from all of those six directions, and from the central point, which is the creative wisdom power of the universe. Holy Spirit, Tonka, the great mystery, or whatever you want to call that, essential power. And if you think about it, with the Western science's understanding of the manifestation of the universe, it all exploded or expanded from one point of singularity 14 billion years ago, and it just been expanding ever since. So you might say that's a cosmic seed, and the antecedents of who we are in that cosmic seed. It's blossoming in us right now, and we can choose to recognize our interrelationship with all of creation and that cosmic seed and how it wants to grow and expand in us, in our lives, with gratitude. Thank you for this opportunity for being alive. Thank you for the powers of nature and ecosystems that feed our lives, and from above, below, around, and from within. And gratitude, grace starts with gratitude. And if we want more grace in our lives, more peace, more healing, more prosperity, more love, then give more thanks. Pay attention to what you already have through grace that is meaningful to you in your life, that is sweet in your life, that's nourishing to you in your life, that you're thankful for. And reflect on what's the ultimate source from all that I'm thankful for, and everything in nature that I enjoy: the food, the air I breathe, the water I drink, the beauty I can see in nature. What's the source of all of that? Where does it come from? And dropping down into our hearts. Just dropping down in our hearts and feeling our hearts beating, which itself is a gift of nature. We didn't create our hearts. We didn't create the breath. We're all manifestations of the creative wisdom power of the universe that's always given to us every moment that we're alive. And so this is something to be thankful for. And we're responsible, as I said, for our relationship to it. So if you want to have a nourishing relationship with the nourishment that it's always giving to us, heart open, send gratitude from your heart to the powers of nature and all the ecosystems that work so beautifully and so wonderfully when we don't interfere with them to produce and sustain healthy and diverse life on this middle world and Mother Earth. Gratitude, and grace grows where gratitude flows. Peace abides, and wisdom guides, and love provides. There's a saying in Taoism, the great religion, mystical, nature-related religion of China, philosophy. Those who cultivate the universe, identify with the universe. Those who cultivate the universe identify with the universe. And those who identify with the universe are welcomed by the universe. So just take a moment to reflect on what it might feel to you in your own sensing energy body of being, to entertain the idea that the universe welcomes your being. Not only did it create you and sustain you, but it welcomes your being. And what does it mean then to cultivate the universe? And to me, it means to bring more awareness, present-centered, conscious, receptive, attuned awareness to the gifts of nature that are always being given to us. And we experience it through all our senses. So gratitude, attunement, connection, conscious attunement, and communion with those powers to help us with the power, with the challenges of our lives. We have help coming to us from 7 directions. Whatever our challenge is, we don't have to face it or do it by ourselves. We have help coming to us, wisdom, guidance, energy, power, teachings, medicine, from each of those 7 directions when the channels of perception are open, when our awareness is open and paying attention. We don't have to pray for the gifts of those directions. They're always being given to us. So we can all choose to have a relationship with the universe, with nature, with the ecosystems of nature and her great cosmic cycles and rhythms. Right now, we're in the cycle of winter in the northern hemisphere, and that's already moving. I see new buds on the beginning of the trees and bushes starting to blossom, new life coming to us from what the Huichol people would say, the Kutsi Nakaway, great-grandmother work of winter, and her looks within place in her womb, the mysterious workings that bring forth new life. And it's already starting to come, still in the heart of winter. So we're the recipients of all of that, all of those gifts of grace. And when we choose to have a harmonious, respectful relationship with those powers that can help us connect with and grow towards the realization of our highest potentials in this life, it's through gratitude. Oh, Brios. Hope that helps and addresses what the person was asking about.
I think so. Thank you. And I just want to say that I am so grateful for your sweetness. And I feel like you already, you bring sweet medicine here to our earth. Thank you, Poppy.
Thank you,
Dad.
Thank you. So do you. You bring sweet medicine.
Thank you.
Everybody you touch, I think.
I was going to say, and everybody out here in our Shamanic Sundays community that is joining us today or hears this or sees this at another time in the future, you also bring sacred gifts and sweetness and wisdom. And we just want to send you strength and courage to step in and share that as much as you can and let yourself shine. So Dad, if there's any closing comment to share, I think you already sort of took us through a visualization today, but if there's anything else you want to share on stepping into one's courage in this journey, that would be awesome. I'm going to mute myself because I'm in a public space and it's really loud, and my apologies for that.
Okay, well, thanks for making the effort to connect with us here today. I appreciate it. So there's a song, medicine song that goes like this, and it's a gratitude song, as a lot of medicine songs are, and it's a meditative kind of vibrational intention to it to help us open our awareness to Spirit's presence. And while I'm going to be the one singing it, coming through the sound and the vibration coming through my body and my voice, it's really coming from the Great Spirit through me. And it goes like this. I take delight in the peace of the river, flowing so gently to the strength of the sea. And I take delight in the love that is growing, just like a river between you and me. Just like a river between you and me. And I take delight in, now this is the voice of the Great Spirit of the universe singing this song. I take delight in the peace of the river, flowing so gently to the strength of the sea. And I take delight in the love that is growing, just like a river between you and me, just like a river between you and me. Oh, thank you for the source of that light, Father Sun, Tatawari, Grandfather Fire Spirit, and all the solar explosions going back to the first expansion of the cosmic seed, bringing light through into darkness. I take delight in the peace of the river, flowing so gently to the strength of the sea, the great cosmic sea from which all manifestation occurs and returns to. And I take delight in the love that is growing, the love that is growing. Maybe make a good home for the love that's growing deep down in our hearts, just like a river between you and me. And we can connect with that river of flowing light of cosmic love with every breath in when we join our awareness to being present to the experience of being fed, nurtured, breathed by the great creative wisdom power of the universe. Gratitude for this breath of life, gratitude for your life, all those listening here now and in your leisure time. Thank you for the blessings of your life and blessings on your life. You're a sacred, worthy, luminous being. You're not here by accident. You have purpose in being here, and you have medicine gifts to polish up and shine that the world needs for healing. In whatever way you're guided to bring those gifts through. It's not about a comparison to anybody else, an evaluation, a score chart on how you're doing or what you're doing. Whatever comes into your heart to guide you to share your medicine gifts in the world in whatever way that is, you're helping to heal the sacred hoop. And the more of us that hold that as an intention, and with the recognition and evaluation of each new day that we're given life, to be able to show up and do our part to help heal the sacred hoop. Keep working that medicine, polishing up your stardust, and we reach a critical mass where we can shapeshift the whole paradigm of a fear-based sense of reality based on the illusionary perception of separation, opening up the bandwidth of awareness to connect with and understand the sacred unity that we live in, and to live from the cosmic love that we are, fullest blossoming, greatest good. May it be so. Oh, Pomprios.
May it be so. Flowing and growing.
Hey, yeah.
Thank you so much, Dad. And thanks for everybody who's joining us here today. Thank you for your patience with my technology as I'm posting this from a public. And thank you to the tech people out there helping me and Nicole. And thank you, Dad, and to all those who help each of us here today to walk our heart paths in a good way so that we can be part of that river and flowing and growing and healing and loving.
Oh, may it be so.
Happy Shamanic Sundays. We will see you again next week. And thank you again for all you do. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh.